So today, starting out in our child's pose, so we can stretch out the fronts of the legs, the quads, and a low back. Might feel a little release as you come down. And just take some time to breathe here and find that long, slow breath. Big inhales, big exhales. If you find that your low back and your hips are resisting this posture, maybe feel some tension around the hip creases. Also, if your head doesn't come all the way down, just take your knees wider, and that should be a little more accessible. You just sink a little lower. And just cultivating a really grounded feeling. And feel the belly and the back puffing open on the inhale. And the belly moving inward toward the spine on the exhale. And let's see if we can allow the spine to get longer with each breath. And all the bones and muscles to get heavier with each exhale. Find a little bit more softness in your face, maybe jaw, forehead. Could be holding some tension there. Check all that out. Soften. Lengthen the breath a little more. Deepen the breath a little more. Bigger inhales, bigger exhales. Finally, turning your attention to your thoughts and emotions. Let's watch everything we see with compassion. No thought is good or bad. Nothing is done or undone. This moment is perfect. Everything on this mat is perfect, just as it should be. Let's begin to walk the hands forward while keeping the hips low. So beginning to open up armpits a bit. Perhaps you might enjoy the feeling of lifting your elbows up and away from each other, spreading open your big armpits, making sure that you still have a long giraffe neck, right? In other words, it's not getting swallowed up by your shoulders. If that feels nice, peel your palms up and use your fingertips here to press the floor. Move your hips even further down into your heels. Big breath here. Notice the spaces in and around between the shoulder blades. And could we keep this long arm, spread open armpit feeling? Walk the hands out to the left and get our right side stretch. So you can also here, you can use your fingertips to press into the floor. Move your hips into your heels even more firmly. And hopefully get a nice opening in the right side of the low back, maybe all the way down to your glute. You might feel it, all that low back, right side. Let's walk it through and over to the other side, out to the right. Again, press the floor with your fingertips. Firm the hips down onto your heels. Left side stretch. Breath. Your big breath here is your biggest tool. All right, we're bringing all of this back to center. Come on up to hands and knees. Let's do some cat-cows, gripping the mat, belly button lifting up and away from the mat, please. We pull the heart forward on the inhale. Keep that belly up high. And press the floor away on the exhale. And let's take a few more rounds of cat-cows. Belly up, heart forward. Round the spine, push the floor. Okay, maybe even getting your feet involved. You can tuck your toes and then point your toes. Just a little bit of movement in your calves and your shins. And maybe if you want a little bit more spice here, you want to add a little bit more challenge, you hover your knees throughout. So a little hover in your knees, maybe just a centimeter or an inch, hover throughout. And then let's play with this a little bit, okay? With your inhales, continue to move your heart forward, arching your spine for a cow pose. With your exhales, could you press it back to a little down dog? And we can keep our knees really bent. It can be kind of a loose down dog. And then inhale back to your cow pose. Maybe your knees are still hovering here. Exhale, down dog. Really warming the legs. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, dog. 2 more. One more, please. Big breath in. And exhale. Here's your dog. Okay, could we walk the hands back to the feet here? Take the feet pretty wide. Bend your knees here and just hang for a little while. So allow that low back to really hang and swing. Any tension that could have been collected around the low back and the hips. Imagine all of that just tractioning out, just getting kind of loose and long and open. All right, friends. As you're ready, press into your heels, roll yourself up to standing. Lift your heart here, think of heart up, hips forward. And exhale, fold it all the way down. Palms are back down. With your inhale, walk your hands forward. And with your exhale, drop it down to hands and knees. And I'll meet you here. And let's start to get a little bit warmer. So please keep in mind, always modify. I'll offer you so many suggestions. Just take the ones that work for you. Okay? Let's get the right leg up and out behind. Okay? And internally rotate that right hip. And make sure we're still lifting the belly button here. Often we notice that if we lift this right leg really high, the belly tends to dip and we've lost our core control. So think about the right leg being parallel with the floor or lower if it helps to keep that belly button up and in. Okay, ready to reach forward with the left hand? Bird dog, breathe and reach. Could we lift the belly button 1 centimeter higher? Could we move the heart 1 centimeter forward? Hips and shoulders are still level. Breathe and reach. Reach and breathe. Okay, become aware of where the effort is and where we can invite ease, maybe the face. All right? And we'll start to move here, friends. So as you're ready, inhaling, reach out a little longer through the lifted arm and leg. With your exhale, check it out. We're going to move the right knee out to the right, thinking of keeping it level with the hip, and the left arm bends out to the left. Think of keeping it level with the shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Let's do that again. Same thing. Exhale, arm and leg out to the side. Pause, level with your body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, out to the side. Pause and hold. Hold and breathe. Push the floor down, lift and breathe. Allowing some heat to build here. We sure are. 3 more breaths, in and out. 2 more breaths, nice and easy. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, drop that left hand. Send the right leg out behind. Again, let's tuck those right toes and press back through the heel a little bit. Gives a nice little calf stretch. Okay, now I have a little balance challenge for you today. And here's where we're going to go with it. Let's lift that right leg up, just like it was before. But we're going to activate the left glute now and really squeeze the left glute so much that the right hip stacks up on top of the left hip. Okay, kind of like a supported side plank, except we're not giving ourselves that little kickstand. We're keeping the left toes pointed at the back of the mat. So make sure your right leg is parallel with the floor and your belly button is engaging inward. Maybe you come up on your right fingertips. Maybe that's enough balance for you. Okay, just focus on getting that right hip over the left. Right toes point out to the right. Maybe if you want more, you lift those right fingertips up to the ceiling. Okay, it's kind of balancy, so don't worry if you kind of fall out and come back in. It's not a problem. That's why we're here. So wrap that belly button in, push through the right heel. Keep breathing. Okay, fun little core work challenge, fun balance challenge. Maybe for the cherry on top, you reach the right hand away from the right foot. Nice, one little big breath in here. And exhale, right hand down, right knee down. Let's take a down dog break. Tuck your toes, meet you in down dog, shake it out. Again, we're not being super picky about our down dog right now because we're not super warm, so just walk it out, shake your head. And let's take a little vinyasa just to clear the air. Inhale, heart moves forward. We find a momentary plank. We might use our knees and it's still a plank, okay? With your exhale, walk to your hands and fold. You can bend your knees here. Inhale, press into your feet, roll yourself up. Again, heart moves up, hips move forward. Big belly, front. And exhale, roll it down. Okay, palms are down. Inhaling, feet walk back to a plank. We might use our knees for that or not. And then with your exhale, do drop your knees. And we are in the same place that we just left, hands and knees. Let's do the other side. Let's get the left leg out behind. Okay, strengthen the core. So wrap your belly button in, please. Keep your low back support system active. And let's point those left toes down so the hip is internally rotating. Ready to reach forward with the right hand. Now, if this is too much, guys, you can just drop the right hand. No problem. You don't have to do arm and leg. Reaching to be extremely long as we push the floor down, as we lift the belly button, moving the heart forward. Feeling that line of energy from right fingertips to left heel. Could you become aware of that connection? As you're ready, inhaling a long line, reaching out. Exhaling, right elbow to the right, left knee to the left. Hover here, kind of a little froggy shape. Inhale, back to center, long and strong. Exhale, to the side, hover and hold, and think of lifting. Inhale, back to center. One more, friends. Big exhale, hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Just nothing but beautiful breath here. Lift that heart, lift the belly, lift the arm and leg. Where can you invite some ease here? One more big breath in. And exhale, drop that right hand, extend the left leg out, get a little calf stretch, pushing the toe down, pushing back through that heel. And then as you are ready, it's time to balance. So we can get that left leg back up in the air, but now strengthen your right glute. Contract it so much that it pulls the left hip up and over. So it's stacked on top of your right hip. Okay, and you might just focus here. Keeping those right toes pointed at the back of the mat is quite a challenge. Okay, maybe coming up on the left fingertips. Okay, pulling that belly button in, making sure that the left leg is not too far behind you. Maybe that left arm reaches up. Enjoy the challenge. Don't take it too seriously. If you fall, that's great. Okay, you just get back up. Maybe sealing the deal by reaching that left hand very far away from the left foot. Hold and breathe, my friend. One more big breath here. And let it go. Left hand down, left knee down. Tuck your toes. Meet you in down dog. Shake it out. Notice how you're feeling. And inhale here. Find your plank. With or without your knees, of course. Then exhale. Walk to your hands and fold. Inhale. Roll it up. Big heart moves up. Hips move forward. And exhale. Roll it down. Palms are down. Inhaling back through a plank. Okay, with your exhale, come all the way down. Just lower yourself to the mat. Inhale here, nice little cobra, heart peeling up and forward. And exhaling here, drop it down, tuck your toes, come on up through to a down dog. All right, now this is the first down dog that we're going to be really intentional about. And I do want to remind you that you can just bend your knees if it feels like too much, or just come down to your knees. And hands and knees is a lovely place to be. You can also just get your head down in hands and knees if you like that feeling of having the head down below the hips. Okay, that we get from down dog. Think of squeezing the mat, gripping it with your strong hands. The elbows move in slightly toward each other. There's some engagement there. Even your knees and your feet. What if you were attempting to squeeze the two halves of your body together? How would that even feel? The right and the left engaging toward each other. Let's begin to move, friends. Inhale here. The right leg moves up and out behind you. And with your exhale, move that right foot forward. Go ahead and drop it outside your right hand. Drop the back knee. And we can use this right knee to press on up to a low lunge. Now you can keep this low lunge really gentle and supported, if you like, by just keeping your left knee directly under your left hip. Not a whole lot of left hip flexor opening here, if that's more appropriate for you. But if you like a little bit more opening in the hips, then you can move the left knee back behind your hip, and you'll immediately get a lot more. So find your sustainable lunge, please. Reach your arms up overhead. And we'll start to engage the legs toward each other. So that same idea of the right and left side trying to snap together. Okay, that's where we get a lot of our strength in these postures. Okay, are you ready? So with your inhale, move your hips back out of this a little bit. I'm just going to ask you to back out of your lunge. With your exhale, could you strengthen that right heel? Try to pull the right heel toward the back of the mat. Notice how your heels or your hips move forward and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, back it out. Exhale, pull yourself back in with that right heel. Let's do it a few more times. Inhale. Maybe you want to add cactus arms. With your exhale, hips move forward. Cactus your arms. Think of your shoulder blades lifting your heart up and forward. Maybe 3 more times, just like this. Remember that activity between your two knees. 2 more times. One more, please. Big breath in. Exhale, right heel is pulling you forward, and breathe. Now remember to squeeze the 2 knees together here. Lift your belly button in. Your shoulder blades are lifting your heart up. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Last one, and drop your hands down inside your right foot. Back to hands and knees. And down dog. Walk it out. Let it all go. Let's take a little vinyasa. Inhaling, heart moves forward. Exhaling, walk to your hands and fold. Inhale, roll it up. Lift your heart, front and back. Heart moves, or hips move forward. And exhale, fold it. Palms are down. Inhale, back to your plank. Exhaling, come all the way down. Think of pulling your elbows in by your ribs. Inhaling, pull your heart up and forward. Cobra. Exhaling, down dog. I will meet you there. Take some time in your down dog. Walk out your heels. Do all the things that make it feel right. And then bring back that feeling, that squeezing the left and the right side together. Notice how that feels in your core when you bring in that engagement. That's where we get our stability from the inside, right? Let's keep moving, friends. With your inhale, left leg up and out behind you, please. And exhale, left foot drops outside the left hand. We'll drop the back knee and find your sustainable lunge. Remember to keep the knee closer to underneath your hip, the right knee and hip if you want less of a lunge. Move the right knee back if you want more. And then you can come up and we're ready to start moving. So we're inhaling to back up out of this. We have some strong activity between the legs, the two legs, and we're exhaling. The left heel pulls the hips forward with that strong left hamstring. Inhale to back out. Exhale, left leg pulls us in. We might add cactus arms while we do this. They come down when the hips move forward. They lift that big heart up. Let's do this 3 more times. Just waking up that left hamstring and the right hip flexor. 2 more times. Last time. Let's hold right here and breathe. Now remember, the knees are trying to pull together. It might not be 100% of your strength that you're using with the legs, but give it at least 10, okay? At least 10%. Pull the belly button in as you lift that heart. One more big breath. Let it go. All hands down in front. Back to hands and knees. And then down dog from here. Vinyasa. Okay, inhaling, heart moves forward. Exhaling, walk to your hands. Fold. Inhaling, roll it up. Heart up. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Palms are down. Back to plank on your inhale. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right, take some breath here. Shake your head. Definitely feeling a lot warmer than we were 20 minutes ago in the legs. So let's keep playing around. Inhaling here, let's get the right leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, drop that foot between your hands. Let's drop the left heel behind us. Left heel is now down. And you can inhale yourself up and around to a warrior 2. Okay, and I will spin around to meet you. Here we are in warrior 2. So warriors, we have a lot to think about in this posture. We want to think of rolling the shoulder blades down the back, centering the ribs over the hips. And it's very important to us what this right knee looks like. We want it to point at the right middle toes. We want it to avoid pointing inward toward the midline. We want it to move away from the midline. And we're pressing very strongly into that back foot, that left foot. Let's start to move here. Are you ready? Okay, inhaling here. Could you keep the right hip low as you drop the left hand and reach up with the right? Exhale, back to warrior two. Just like that. Inhale, exalted warrior. Lift that right hand as you drop the right hip. Left hand hangs down behind you. Exhale, warrior two. One more, big breath in. Hold it right here. Breathe with me. 3 long, slow breaths. Drop the right hip. Reach through the right hand. 2 more long, slow breaths. 1 more long, slow breath. And then as you're ready, such a huge relief, straighten your right leg. And reach your arms out long. We're transitioning to a triangle pose. So it might behoove you to step the back foot a little closer, the left foot just a little closer, so that your feet are more of a leg length apart, But keep that slightly forward pointing left toe. So it's pointing more forward than anywhere else. Okay, shoulder blades down the back. We have a slight micro bend in the right knee, just so it's not locked. Your dear friend is standing over there in front of your right fingertips. And they are going to gently pull you in that direction. Pause when you've moved a few inches and take a breath to make sure your spine is long. And then exhale, reach another inch or two. Pause to lengthen your spine. Exhale, another inch or two. One more time, pause to lengthen your spine. And this time, as you exhale and reach, find a nice place for your right hand to grab your right leg. Now, some of us are going to want to just grab the right thigh with a bend in the knee. Okay, some of us want to go down to the calf. Some of us like to grab the foot or put our hand on the floor. You may have a block at home that you like to put by your right foot. I just want to invite you to find your triangle posture here and make it feel nice. So we'll settle in and breathe here a little while. Okay, once you do feel settled in, let's start to refine this posture. We always have some work to do. So first of all, let's ground into the outer edge of that left foot, really pressing down the outer edge. Could you lift your left arch a little bit, like you wanted to make space for a little ladybug? Okay, could you begin to that same idea of attempting to draw the knees together? Okay, Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor is engaged. How about this? Point your tailbone at your left heel. So a little bit of a tilt in your pelvis, a little tuck in your tailbone. If all is going well, reach your left hand over to the right. And continue to point your tailbone at that left heel. Okay, one more big breath in here. And one more big breath out. All right, for your last breath in here, cartwheel yourself up and around. Drop the left hand to the left thigh. Slide it down and reach the right hand very high. Biggest breath in. And exhale, bend the right knee. Cartwheel it down and around. Both hands down, back to down dog. Okay, walk it out. Notice how those standing postures made you feel. And here comes a little vinyasa. By the way, you guys are always welcome to skip the vinyasas. You can just take a child's pose or a little break while we do vinyasa. I just like it for a little palate cleanser. So here we go. Heart moves forward, plank. And exhale, walk to your hands and fold. Let's take 5 or 6 long, slow breaths here in this fold. Hang your head, catch your breath. You can even think of grabbing behind your legs and gently moving your heart towards your knees, if that makes sense. Feel your low back get longer. Feel free to generously bend your knees if you feel any tension back there in the backs of the legs. And as you're ready, rolling it up. Inhale here. Press into your heels. Heart comes high. Hips move forward. And exhale, fold it all the way down. Palms are down. Inhaling here, back through plank. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling for your cobra. Heart pulls up and forward. Exhale for your down dog. Walk it out, guys. Okay, arrange your down dog to the best of your ability. It's nice to have a little checklist handy in your mind. So maybe you're checking off hands gripping, elbows and knees and heels slightly squeezing in toward each other. Feet move back, hands move forward. Ready? Can you keep all of that? And inhale the left leg up and out behind. Exhale, left foot drops between the hands. Okay, we're dropping the back heel to the floor. So the right heel is coming down. And with your inhale, cartwheel yourself up and around to a warrior two. I'll meet you here, warriors. Okay, so your feet can be quite wide if that's appropriate for you. And then we want to think of bending very generously into this left knee, but the knee should never go past its ankle, please. Okay, knee stays over or behind its ankle. And the left knee, of course, is pointing at its middle toes. Okay, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot, strong in the legs. There's a feeling of all the musculature moving inward toward the center. So the pelvic floor is engaged. Ready to move, guys? Keep the left knee bend really crisp. See if you can totally lock it in and drop into that left hip. As you inhale, drop the right hand behind you and reach the left hand high. Think of reaching up and out of your low back here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior, reach from the left hand. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale, reach and hold and breathe. Hold with me right here. Drop into the left hip a little more. Try to firm the two legs inward toward each other. One more big breath in here with me. And exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg, that left leg. Okay, now remember we want a little bend in the left knee, a little micro bend so it's not locking. And we might shimmy the right foot closer in so that your feet are more of a leg length apart if they were more than that. Here we are in a triangle pose. Belly button in, your longest spine ever. Your friend is now over on the left, and they are gently pulling you in that direction. Pause, long spine inhale. Exhale, reach. Pause, long spine inhale. Exhale, reach. A couple more just like that. Letting this posture unfold naturally without rushing into it or forcing our bodies into it. At some point, please find a lovely place to hold your left leg. Maybe the thigh, maybe the shin, foot, or floor. Please not the knee. Maybe your block. Get comfortable and reach the right hand up. Find a nice breath here. Feel that big expansion across the right side. Okay, such lovely spaciousness in there. Now let's really start to refine this posture. Please press a lot into the outer edge of the right foot, but slightly lift the right arch. Activate that arch upward for a little ladybug that could rest under there. Okay, point your tailbone at your right heel. Okay, really tuck that tailbone almost ridiculously to where you feel it in you might feel it in your low back and your upper hip as a nice release. Okay, we're still attempting to engage the legs in toward each other. And perhaps the right hand reaches to the left to deepen that side opening. But please keep your beautiful long neck. And remember to look in whatever direction your nose naturally wants to point. Just follow your nose. And you know what to do with the corners of your mouth. Okay, for your last big breath in here, spin yourself up and around. Right hand slides down the back of the right leg. Left hand reaches away from the left foot. And with your exhale, the front knee bends. That's the left knee. All hands down. Boom, boom, down dog. Take a moment here, shaking it out. And let's keep moving. Inhaling here, heart moves forward. Exhaling, walk to your hands and fold. And again, let's take a little moment here, just bending the knees generously, letting the head and the spine hang. Okay, notice any extra spaciousness on the backs of the legs. And as you're ready, friends, bend your knees so much that you could come all the way down to a seat. Come on down. Shake your legs out. Nice work. Now let's get a little bit more into hips and low back. So those of us who are seated at desks, okay, doing that desk work during the week, the hips and the low back get a little bit locked up. And we have a lot of tools that we can use to relieve that. So here we go. Come on this journey with me. So we have our legs in a nice little butterfly shape. Okay, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose in Sanskrit. Now keep in mind that the closer you bring your feet toward you, the more pressure will be on your knees. So if you have any kind of knee sensitivity, you probably need to move your feet away from you. Just listen to your knees. Just know that that's a thing. So take the feet as close in as you'd like. Drop your hands beside you to lengthen your spine. It's so long. Okay, we're equally grounded in the hip points. Close your eyes. Now check it out. I'm going to ask you to press your feet together. It may not feel like you're even doing anything at all, but that's okay. Keep doing it anyway. Press your feet together and breathe. Keep pressing the feet together and breathe. Three more long, slow breaths, please. Could you press a little stronger? Two more breaths. Last one. And let go of that effort, okay? Notice how when you finally relax that effort, the knees are able to relax a little more fully toward the floor. So let's take advantage of the warmth we just built. Let's pick up the left foot and just put it right in front of the right foot. So we're essentially in the same position. We've just kind of offset our feet a little bit. The right toes are tickling your left heel. And then you can have your fingers beside you if that's more comfortable, or try grabbing one ankle in each hand without pulling, please. Just a gentle contact there. And we'll lengthen the spine, of course, as always. And exhale to move the heart forward. Now, please promise me you're not pulling, okay? And as a matter of fact, you could be doing this with no hands. Just test. Heart moves forward effortlessly. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, heart moves further forward. So I want you to take several breaths. Maybe close your eyes. Think about long spine inhales. Heart moving forward, exhales. Now your spine will round, of course. It's going to round. But could we invite as much length as possible into it? Also the neck, if you notice your shoulders smooshing up by your ears, move them away from your ears, please. At some point, my friends, your elbows may come to rest on your knees. Please let this be more of a comfortable thing than any kind of pulling or pushing. Long spine inhale, heart moves forward, exhale. Where are we looking to feel this? We might feel this in the low back. Okay, we might feel this in the glutes, the inner thigh. We're all so different. Just tune into where you do feel it. Make sure it feels good. As you are ready, you can use your fingertips in front to gently press yourself back up. And let's move a little bit more deeply into this. Let's kind of keep going with what we've cultivated. So if we just pick up this left ankle, pick it up, and put it on top of the right knee, then we're already halfway there. Leaning back, try pushing your right foot forward so that it's under your left knee, okay? So some people call this a stacked logs posture. Some people call it double pigeon. If it's very uncomfortable, just extend your bottom leg, okay? Extend the bottom, that would be the right leg. If you can stay here, maybe lean back and just allow the legs to soften naturally toward the floor. But if you could, sit up straight, flex your feet nicely. And all we're going to do is just breathe here and be here for a little while. So the longer we spend in this posture, the better for the hips, low back, IT band, okay? Try to equally ground your sitting bones. That left hip especially will try to come up. So put it a little extra down. Maybe once you feel that you've settled into the posture a little more, you can experiment with a few different explorations. One thing I can suggest is attempting to press your legs together. Of course, not with your arms, but with the intrinsic strength of your lower body. So attempting to fuse the two legs into one is a nice tool. So play around with that. If that feels fine, you can start to walk your fingers forward. Remember your long spine inhale. Heart moves forward on the exhale. And finally, if everything's really going great, you can take your hands out front. And then if you're up on your fingertips or palms, you can press into the floor and move your hips more firmly into the ground. Okay, should feel nice. Should always feel nice. So notice if you ever have pain, just back off right away, please. And as you're ready, start walking yourself up out of this. And we have one more step along this hip opening, low back journey. Again, let's grab the right ankle and move it even further over to the right. So the idea is we want to get our knees close together and our thighs close together. So find something that makes sense for you. And you may start by pulling your feet quite close to you, getting the knees together, and then sitting between your feet. That's a nice, easy way to enter the posture that I've found. And then once everything is feeling nice, you're able to sit up straight. Remember that you can always lean back and take it easy. If it's too much, same thing, extend the bottom leg. Okay, extend the right leg. But if everything's going great, you can think of moving your feet a little bit further away from you. Of course, they won't go past your knees. And just breathe. Close your eyes. Long spine inhale. Heart moves forward. Exhale. Both hips are equally heavy, especially that left one. Perhaps you find yourself beginning to play with squeezing the knees together, leaning forward, maybe using fingers in front of you to move the hips more firmly back. Remember your long neck. All right, as you're ready, friends, rock yourself back up out of this. Okay, because our hips and our legs are probably kind of noodly at this point, you might find it easiest just to grab one hand behind each knee and pick your legs up. Set them out in front of you. And we can gently windshield wiper the legs here. Okay. Chances are your legs are a little bit noodly, and that's okay. All right, let's do the other side. Are you ready? Feet together. Find your Baddha Konasana, your butterfly shape. Fingers down. Press the feet together. Just give me 3 long, slow breaths here. Feet pressing together. 2 more. Last one. And let it go. All right, relax. Now, the left foot will be the one that's closer in to you. The right foot will be the one that's staggered. It's in front of the left. Left toes tickle right heel. So maybe you just sit right here. Maybe this is quite enough. Maybe fingers come around front and start to walk forward. Long spine inhale. Heart moves forward. Exhale. Now this is our second side, so we may have more space, or it may be super tense and different for the other side. Try to let go of your expectations. Just meet it where it is. Maybe hands on ankles, elbows to knees. Remember that long neck. As you're ready, rock and roll yourself back up out of here. Let's move a little more deeply. Okay, picking up this right ankle. We'll stack it on top of that left knee. You can lean back as you arrange the left foot to be under the right knee. Okay, your more gentle option would be to just extend the left leg. You always have that option. If you can, sit up straight, flex your feet, and start to sink in. Just settle in. This is one of those postures where time and gravity and breathing really just do most of the work for us. Okay, we still need to be a little bit engaged. Maybe we do 10% of the work, and gravity does the other 90%. Okay, begin to experiment with pressing the 2 legs together like you're trying to smoosh them into one leg. Okay, notice where you feel any resistance, anything like that. Maybe fingers walk forward, long spine inhales. Heart moves forward, exhale. Fingertips press the hips back maybe. Allow the spine to round, but keep it long if you can. As you are ready, walk yourself up out of this. Okay, one final stop along this journey. Let's take the right foot even further to the left. Okay, it helps to just bring the feet in close to your hips while you're getting into this. So get the knees close, sit between your feet, ground that right hip especially, and then maybe think about moving the feet away from you. And of course, you always have the option to just extend the bottom leg. Long spine inhale, make sure that right hip is down. It's going to try to misbehave. Heart moves forward, exhale. Maybe fingers are in front. Maybe knees are pressing together. Breathe. As you're ready, back it up out of this. Okay, again, you might just want to pick your legs up and move them so that they don't have to work too much in their noodly state. And if you lean back, we can do some gentle windshield wipers. Okay, hopefully feeling a big difference in your hips and your low back. As you're ready, friends, come all the way down to the mat. I'll meet you all the way down. Let's just seal this practice off with a nice little twist. If you just move your hips a little bit to the left and drop your knees to the right, then we are perfectly set up for a twist. We're going to look over to the left. Okay, we might spread our arms wide to have just a nice big open chest and press that left shoulder blade down. Long spine inhales. Belly button to spine, exhale. Allowing your spine to recalibrate after your practice. Let your body soak up all the goodness. One more big breath here. And we'll bring the legs through center. Let's move the hips a little bit over toward the right side of the mat. Drop the knees to the left. And we're looking to the right. Long spine inhale. Belly button to spine, exhale. One more big breath here. And bring it all back into center. Extend your legs and find your resting posture. Find that your breath has become so soft and effortless through your nose that it's like sleeping breath almost. The jaw hangs slack, a little smile on your lips. Soft forehead and eyeballs, soft hands and feet. Everything on the mat is soft. Allow yourself to get lost in the millions of sensations that this exact moment has to offer to you. Everything you hear, everything you feel. Please keep resting this way as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel great.